Hey guys, what up? What up? What up? It is the second to last Sunday of the year of 2024. And I wanted to drop a video dealing with the question: am I too thirsty to be successful? Is my impatience messing up the plan? And I just did a video on TikTok, but TikTok's only like a minute or two, and I really want to get into this. I really want to go there, because that's how we roll. And so I wanted to talk about the reasons why many of us are impatient today. I mean, because it's not just because that little 2-year old inside of us is just running us. There are a lot of elements in our society today that increase just the short attention span we have. I mean, look at dang. I mean, if you look at technology, which I love technology on one hand, but it has definitely jacked us when it comes to being social. We will message instead of meet. Uh, um, we'll swipe left or right instead of actually, you know, um, talking to someone to find out if they're our right match. I mean, everything has become this microwavable situation from the gastric bypass. And mind you, I'm not hating on it. I'm just here to say that there is nothing better than a homemade meal from your girl. There's nothing better than that. I mean, I'm talking from scratch. And I only know a few women today that can do that, that are exceptional. And man, that is just impressive because, it takes time to make it right. And when I look at that and I look at our life, are we taking the time to make our life right? So a lot of you guys know from my other social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, that I've been on this journey for weight loss. And probably this coming year, 2025, um I don't think I'll have arrived, because I'm always going to be on that journey for self-improvement physically, not just physically, but because I want to work on the spiritual, the mental, and the emotional too. But physically, this journey has been at least a decade. I mean, I started out at 380, close to 380. If not, I think it was yeah, I was close to 385. Diabetic, didn't know it, high blood pressure, everything was jacked up, knee pain, back pain, heart was fluttering and stuttering, had panic attacks left and right because I couldn't breathe, had all kind of sleeping disorders, all kinds of jacked up stuff. And I had to relearn all of that, all of it. And the best thing that ever happened to me was that I didn't have the clearance to get the gastric bypass. I didn't. But I was in so much emotional pain because I was always the fat kid. I was always the big boy, that I just wanted to embrace being light, being thinner. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. I understand the pain that a lot of us are in and how we get there. And we get impulsive because we've been in this situation, in the survivor mode, in this desert for so long that we become thirsty. And the danger of that is that you can't tell the difference between spring water and water from a mosquito pond. One will bring you life and one will bring you death. And this is what I think a lot of us are doing symbolically. We're picking these shortcuts, these distractions, these quick fixes, because we're starving. We're starving for affection. We're starving for love. We're starving for approval. We're starving to get out of poverty. We're starving for we're hungry. But when I was with Leslie Belmore, she was my food coach. She taught me the difference between nutrition. How does she put it? There are some foods that have empty calories, And there's some foods that are nutritiously dense. One is going to bring you more muscle and more lean muscle and health. The other is just going to bring you more cellulite. And I had to learn that. And it's the same way with our soul, with our emotions and our mind. We can do the empty calories of life, or we can go for what's nutritiously dense. Like going back to reading books. I mean, I'm back to reading, writing, I can't remember the last time I played video games, and I love video games. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I'm really all about my purpose now. And that is what's helping me with my pain. That's what's helping me with my impatience. When I start to lock in and focus on what I'm meant to do in this life, what I'm meant to do to help, my brother, my sister, my mama, my pops. When I focus on that, it really helps take the edge off of my pain, because we all have levels of pain, and I'm not saying you can't medicate that thing. But are you using a real cure, or are you just treating the symptoms? So like when I get lonely, and there's a lot of us that are in situations, whether you're with someone or not, where you struggle with loneliness, where you struggle with fear, where you struggle with anxiety, resentment, and pain. Sometimes the only way you can deal with that is to step outside of your situation and focus on something else. Go do volunteer work, go to church, reach out to a friend who's hurting, blah, blah, blah. All those things help develop a real cure for your situation, because all these other short-term fixes, short-term placebos, all they do is kick the can down the road. And I'm going to tell you right now, the longer we wait to fix ourselves, the harder it gets, because we will add years of, it's almost like our issues will mature. And what I mean by that is they become heavier, they become more solid, they become more dense. And you guys know I do coaching and counseling. So when I'm talking to somebody who has been the way they've been for quite some time, it is like going through concrete, layers of concrete to get to the healing. Because when we're developing dysfunctional habits, and we've run with the dysfunction for so long, that becomes our new normal. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the cure takes time. This is why we can't play the impatience game when we're going through the process. We have to really commit to being better by the end of the next 12 months, by the end of the next 24 months, by the end of the next 5 years, whatever. Take the watch off. Take the watch off. Stop timing yourself. Stop telling yourself you should have been here, there, or where by now. Stop it. You are where you are. And the only way we're going to get to another place is if you stop beating yourself up for the mistakes you've made and get on the journey. Get in the car and start driving yourself in a different direction. And I have to tell myself this every freaking morning, because I know I appear solid, And mind you, let me not play. All right, I got some skills. I'm definitely working on some stuff, but I still struggle with my emotions like everybody else. I still struggle with bitterness, resentment, loneliness, self-loathing, and I have to beat that junk down every freaking morning. This is why I do what I do. This is why I go to the gym, read books, hang out with good friends, watch podcasts, sermons, whatever it takes to put good stuff in my head, because by myself, on my own, I'm a negative, ratchet asshole, okay? On my own. Thank God I've learned to breathe before I respond. because I remember the day when I would just talk out the side of my behind, and junk would just, this is part of the reason why I don't drink. I don't get drunk anymore. I mean, I'm in recovery for alcohol and pills, which was the combination. But the real issue was my depression. That was the real issue, and I would do anything to get out of it. And so I would drink, pop pills, whatever, and heaven help you if you were in the vicinity and my mouth was unlocked. And because mind you, I'm funny and I'm smart, and that junk could go to the dark side real quick. So I can't tell you how many feelings were crushed along the way because I have a big mouth. I think that's how I ended up. Well, yeah, that's how I ended up getting, shot at maybe a couple times, but that's a whole nother story. But this is just one of the examples I had on how my impatience to get out of pain created more pain in the long run. I lost my house. I flunked out of college twice. I was homeless, I think 3 times because of my impatience. And because I love you guys, because I look, this is part of what I do. I don't want anybody else to go through what I had to go through. So I am encouraging you to slow down, stop reacting, and go through the process to fix yourself. All right. And if you want a crazy coach, counselor, whatever, y'all know you can hit me up and I will run with you. We will run this thing until the wheels fall off. And then we'll patch it up and put some wheels on and we'll keep going. All right. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Peace.